Alright, Devil Horn Salute. If you can see my hand, I got a ghost story for you tonight. So I'd write a book about, I'm just let you straight up now, I'm making these videos, I'd write a book if I could, and it's not possible. So I'm doing some of these YouTube videos, and I'm trying to condense this into stories that people might find interesting, okay? So how do you like the Platoon? You remember that movie Platoon where everybody partying in the background? Yeah, we got the battle lights going. Yeah, it's actually nice tonight. I've got my lights, you know, my windows up, the AC's up. God, it feels good. Usually I have light discipline because I don't like people looking in my fucking house in the middle of the night when it's dark. But you got to open up the windows, and you just know how it is. So I can sit in the dark all night long and watch outside my windows and love every fucking second of it. So I got a ghost story for you. Let's talk about a place called Panther Creek. Now, what a Pathfinder basically is an air traffic control guy for helicopters, okay? Basically, yeah, an air traffic control, and I forgot all the slang. You go in a pattern, you get to base, and then you tell the guy to land, and we had all these lights set up, and they'd land a certain way, and you'd help these pilots do nighttime landings and shit, and there was these places they called tax sites, and one of these places, the infamous Panther fucking Creek. I love Panther Creek, by the way. Panther fucking Creek. Let me tell you, before I get to the ghost story, let me tell you about Panther Creek. This place, I swear to God, the mosquitoes were so bad out there. One night, I balled up with my poncho over me, turned off my radio for a second, and all you could hear was all this goddamn mosquitoes. I mean, they were zeroing in on me. Fire ants are pretty common down there in Alabama, so you don't want to set your food down, and they're going to bite you all night long. That night when they pulled me out of the Panther Creek, I was never so fucking happy in my life. God, I was glad to get out of there. I remember one night, high on magic mushrooms. They got a hold of some magic mushrooms. Man, I was fucking tripping my balls off out there, and that was funny. Fast Eddie, the company commander, about a week ago. We've heard about you guys after eating them funny mushrooms, and you guys need to knock that shit off. Yeah, fuck you, Eddie. Hey, it was really cool, man, being high on mushrooms, flying around in a Huey helicopter. You know, the Vietnam helicopter, the Huey. Yeah, flying around in one of them things high as fuck on magic mushrooms. So, one night I'm out here at Panther Creek, and I can't explain this, man. I call it a vision. I've had some visions in my life, and this is really strange. And you know what? I really don't give a fuck whether or not you believe me or not. I'm just relating what had happened to me back in the day, okay? It's a ghost story, and it's just fucking real, man. So I'm out there at Panther Creek, and the sun's still up and everything, and I had this premonition of death. I did, man. It was like in my mind's eye, everything went white, and I saw the words death, and I saw like the Grim Reaper. And it went away, and I didn't think much about it. It's just where I had a premonition of death. So we do our duty. We get back to the heliport that night to get picked up. So we get trucked back to base, get back to our barracks, and call it a night. And Sergeant Gaines comes in and said there'd been an accident tonight, and that Sergeant Mertz had ended up drowning in a parachute accident. I'm like, wow, holy fuck, man. And now, the story gets weird. You know, we were all in shock when we got back to barracks, and I'll go on in a minute about that. So, let's go to the night before this guy dies. There was guy was going to Fort Benning. He was picking up what was called P caps, patrol caps, this olive drab cap that the Rangers wear, and you could get a bush hat or a P cap, and I got me a P cap, or most people got P caps. So we all got these brand new P caps, but of course, first thing you do, you sew on your airborne wings, you sew on your fucking jump wings, and me and my roommate were getting off a tax site one night. We just got back to barracks, and the dead guy, this leg sergeant from Germany who just joined our company not that long ago, by the way. This, you know, he's been in the Army for a while, but here he is in first platoon, and he comes down, he sees us coming upstairs, and goes, "Can I borrow a patrol cap?" And we go, "No." Oh, no fucking way anybody gonna give up their P cap. Be for fucking real. That's just something that wasn't gonna fucking happen. And he was crazy even for asking, but we said no. We're going out working tomorrow night, and we want our hats. And that's the same guy who ended up, and what happened was he was jumping out of a helicopter at night. I don't know how the fuck they missed a drop zone, but he ended up ended up in a lake and drowned in 10 foot of water. He was a little bitty guy. I mean, I'm 5'9". He must have been maybe 5'6" or something. I mean, he was a little small dude. He had all that gear on, didn't know how to get out of it, whatever, and he drowned in 10 foot of water. So the guy, when you jump out of helicopters, it's a guy from our unit, and he was an airborne ranger. And right after that, about a month's time, he was gone. He went back to the 1st Ranger Battalion. We never heard, saw nothing. It was covered up. They had a ceremony with the boots and all this shit. And I had, that little thing they give you at funerals, the little thing they give you. And I carried it for years, and I just lost it recently. I was throwing away a bunch of shit, and I lost it. But the guy's named Sergeant Mertz, and if you'll go to the 509th site on Google, you can find a picture of his stone in that. And I don't know, I had the actual service thing, the boots, the service thing. I lost it one day accidentally. So, me and my roommate, we get dumped out there in the middle of the fucking post, and we're walking around, and we finally come across the lake where this guy died. I think that was called Elk Lake. And we're both looking at each other, and it's like, the drop zone's way over yonder, but how's this motherfucker dying here? Something went wrong. What the fuck, man? I think it was my 7th, 8th jump like that. There was this asshole officer, and he would test the wind. He would drop a helmet, and if the wind didn't drop the helmet, he would kick you out the fucking airplane. We did 850 feet over woods. Yeah, we missed the drop zone by half a fucking mile. We did. We missed the fucking drop zone by half a mile, ended up in the fucking woods and the trees. God, that was a fucking nightmare getting out of. One guy actually ended up in the trees. Got lucky and ended up in the bushes, but it's a night jump. Airborne Rangers calling the jump. Our guy, this new leg guy, he's trying to be a paratrooper now, ends up dying in 10 foot of water. So my last jump in January of 1984, right before I went home for leave and shot myself in the foot, and I've been telling stories. We did a water jump, and it was cool as fuck. We had to make a pair of shorts if we didn't have it or whatever. It was a helicopter, and we went out it was like a mosquito-looking thing with a box, and it went out the back, and that was kind of neat, man. So my last jump was in a big giant lake out there at Fort Wreck. I don't remember its name, and it was, June. I don't even know what day of June. It might have even been D-Day, because right after I did this jump, I went on home leave, and the rest is history. But hit that water splash. I got out of my shit. I didn't fucking drown. Jumped in a boat, and that was it. So let me check my time here. This one's a little short tonight, so that ain't too bad. But just, I can add in another death. Yeah, let's add in some more deaths. So I'm at Fort Benning my first week, and it's usually classes for this time. They give you some first aid classes, and this guy, I'll never forget this. He goes, if you go to Korea, do not fuck in Korea. Keep your dick in your pants. Do not fuck in Korea, okay? And it's super hot. This is August in Georgia, and they're telling you how to, unbutton some things, dress a little looser, drink plenty of water and all that. So we had a class. It's late in the afternoon, and we're all lined up outside, and there's just standing there, and they go, we need 4 volunteers now. So I broke ranks with 3 other guys. We go into this bathroom, and there's this black dude flopping around. I mean, he is flopping on the ground. He is in full-blown heat stroke, and I mean, this guy is jigging. So we pick him up, we carried him outside, and they take these big jerry cans full of water and just dump it on him, trying to cool him off, and they're stripping off his clothes and all that. They put us back in line, and then eventually we moved, and it was a good 15 minutes or better. I sat there and watched this motherfucker flopping around like a fish, sucking for air. I mean, he was flopping, and never saw an ambulance or anything, and all I remember is they were throwing water on this guy. I don't even remember CPR or anything. And they marched us off. Never saw an ambulance or anything. And the rumor got back that this guy died of the heat stroke. I watched a guy fake a heat stroke at 5:30 in the morning. He couldn't hack the basic, and he needed to get out, and he knew it. Everybody knew it. So he fakes a heat stroke at 5:30 in the morning. They're fucking just making fun of him. They're dumping water on him, laughing at him, and all this other shit, and that was the end of him. But he faked that to get out. So, no, people got hurt. I got hurt jumping out of an airplane. One guy died. People died of heat strokes. People got heat. And you know what? In basic, if you got a heat stroke, they would make fun of you. Oh, yeah. When I was in my unit, I ended up with heat cramps, heat exhaustion. And now today, because I had that problems, I don't deal with heat very well in this new global warming shit. It's brutal on me, so maybe this is shorter than what I've been doing. What I want to do is write a book, but I can't. And I thought, if I just come up with some stories that could be interesting, maybe people would watch the shit. And, you know, it is what it is, okay? I had a thought earlier about the party trailer I had, but this little ghost story thing, it's good. You know what? How many more days is it to Halloween? Yeah, 40 years ago, August 1984, everything was going south where I was at. It was very undisciplined, very wild where I was at. And shit really didn't start getting its act back together till the end of December and the beginning of 1985 when the Army changed. Horn salute. Thank you for watching. If I keep getting views, I'll keep doing it. It's just Untold Truth. The Army, 83, 84. I'm going to put some numbers on it, and it is what it is. Happy Halloween coming up. I'm out of here, gang. Thanks for watching.